Good evening, guys. Good to be back on the vlog again. So this week we're talking about culture or some of the form of it. Hold on one second. Let me flip to the page. So it's something around student affairs practice and culture. So that's what we're talking about. And so what I'm going to go in and talk about was kind of what Nicole prompted us to is what is our favorite or our better culture that we prefer working in, or that we have experience working in. And so I have two different cultures that I have experience working in, and it's been over this past year. Then I want to talk about my like with one, and then my non-likeness with the other. So my first one is going to talk about more so managerial culture. I believe that Valdosta State has a more managerial culture. Um, it says even in the book that um, managerial culture is teaching is central to this. And as Valdosta State started off, it started off as a teaching institution for women primarily, and it also says that it's often served populations that are new to higher education. And when we started off, as you all know too, like I just said, it started off to women, and as we all know, women weren't really afforded opportunity for education um, back during those times. And so it wasn't accessible for them to be able to go to an institution where they received education. So that's typically, or that's in my eyes, how our managerial culture has started and how it has developed over time. Now we serve a different population where we serve more first generation students, who is a population who's also new to their realm of higher education, and we also serve um, non-traditional students who are either coming back or who may not have an opportunity to really go into higher education when they had the chance or back during the times when they were 18, 19 years old. Um, and the second culture that my dislike, clearly. So my dislike with this culture is that it's not really geared towards the needs of the student. I see the managerial culture as sticking to what is working best and what they want to keep going because they think it works, and there's no really change with the time. I don't see the managerial culture evolving into something that is student centered or something that involves students' involvement. Sorry to use the word involved twice, but I don't see managerial culture as something that is developmental. And the approach as far as developmental culture is the culture which I prefer and which is my favorite when I had the opportunity to work with over the summer at Stanford, is where it's developing everyone, the students, the faculty, staff, administrators. Everyone gets a chance to learn and train and get a better experience and more so have a tangible experience in their students get a more tangible experience in their college or collegiate career. Um, the aspects of developmental culture as far as how students, administrators, and faculty get the opportunity to learn and to be trained in different areas, but also to develop holistically is something I really enjoy. Over the summer during at Stanford, I got opportunity to work and to talk to many of the professionals there and to see how they make sure that the students have a voice. And even with talking with the students, I got an understanding of how the students were more involved in their university and how they had a voice in their governance. And especially when something didn't go right or something wasn't student centered, the students will go into not more so of an uproar, but the students will make it known that they do not approve of what's going on, and that's either through contacting alumni, which primarily most of their parents were alumni, so probably calling their parents to let them know what the schooling is doing, but also making their voices heard through publications, through peaceful protests, whatever they would do, they would make sure that their voices were heard in the university, some way, form, or fashion. Um, and also, what I like about developmental culture is that they always are looking for new techniques and to acquire new ways to do something. As we see here in managerial culture, as I just said, there's really no innovation. There's no looking for ways to try something new. There's no trial and error. There's just we know what this works and we're going to stick to it. And so here in the developmental culture, we get opportunity to see more of a holistic approach and how we get to see students develop out of the classroom, but in the classroom as well. Um, but yeah, and also students are treated as people and not as students. I think there's a lot of time we get away from how we are here to educate, but also we're here to help. And I think that even in the managerial culture, I think that our professors typically think that we're only, or not in our field, not in our program, because our program is amazing. But I think that on an undergraduate level, I think the faculty is only concerned about teaching and not really focused on developing or helping the student. And so I think once that we can kind of develop that mindset where we've not changed, but informed the faculty that students have more concerns outside of the classroom, and if professors show more concern about that student besides them just being in their class for those 50 minutes, I think that our student satisfaction and retention will probably be a little higher than it is. But that's a whole nother issue and a whole nother topic that we can spend a whole nother vlog on. But thanks guys for listening. I hope this helped out. Can't wait to see you in class on Thursday. Bye.